Tartans. Today we'll be interviewing Mother Casey. Mother Casey, thank you for taking the time to share with us today. Can you please tell us about your hearing impairment?
Absolutely. So it is so good to be here with you, Jenny, and I'm really grateful for these questions, first of all. I'm Mother Casey, and I have had a severe hearing loss my whole life. I'm considered deaf with a lowercase d, but I'm not necessarily part of the deaf community where they are kind of fully embedded in sign language. I depend a lot on my hearing aids. I have two hearing aids. They look kind of like this. And then also lip reading. I'm really big on lip reading. And so those are how my main communication is as someone who is a part of the deaf community with the lowercase d.
How has hearing impaired impacted your schooling and role in the church?
It's a huge impact in everything in my life when it comes to school, when it comes to work, when it just comes to basic functioning in society. Growing up, I depended on a lot of extra, I guess they were machines. And so the teacher would have to wear these special microphones, and I would have to wear kind of the special necklaces connected to my hearing aids. With that, I always had to be in the front of the classroom. I always had to make sure I could see everybody's lips. That's my biggest way of communicating and understanding others. What else was a big impact? I have since grown to love closed captioning. We have seen over the years closed captioning become more and more available. We've even seen it on Zoom become more available just as last year, which is really exciting and really helpful. So those are kind of how they influenced me. And then with being a teacher and being in church and all, it just has shown me a love and compassion understanding that we all have differences and that they can be celebrated, and they are kind of our strength instead of things that sometimes get looked at as, oh, I'm sorry about that. But no, it's not something I don't think any of us are sorry about. I've not been sorry about having my hearing loss. I just have a different perspective on it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any heroes who are hearing impaired that have inspired you?
Growing up, I love Marlee Matlin. She's an actress who signs, and she was very prominent, especially when I was a kid. So I've always looked up to her just to kind of be like, oh my gosh, there's someone that's like me on the screen. Recently, now DeMarco's been one that I've really respected, and he won Dancing with the Stars, and he's completely deaf, cannot hear anything, and somehow he depended on kind of counting and being able to feel the beat. I think that's remarkable, and I really have such great respect for him.
What might be ways that we can help you or others who are deaf and hearing impaired?
Thank you for asking that, first of all. That's a really great way to be able to help us is always make sure you're looking at us. Make sure if there's someone that depends on signing, if you know how to sign, let them know that. If not, just make sure that you're looking at them so they can read lips. Always another way also is don't say never mind and then give up if we say what. We might just not have heard it the first time. And so when we say what, just have some patience with us and repeat it again. And sometimes it might take 3 or 4 times for us to understand that. And it has nothing to do with the other person, and they didn't do anything wrong. We're just trying to understand. And so, just kind of having that patience and that acceptance and willingness to work together is the biggest way. And always put on closed captioning whenever you can. That's a little trick, and it's also practice your reading while you're at it too.
Mm-hmm. Might you teach us a few signs from the American Sign Language?
Well, I'll teach you my absolute favorite one, and it's such a simple one, but it's one that all of us can know and learn. And it's just, I love you. And it looks kind of different, but what it is the I, and it's the letter L, and it's the letter Y. So it makes I love you. So when you do this, it's an easy way, especially when we're wearing our masks, which has been hard right now, not being able to read lips. If I just say this, if someone shows me I love you, it's such a simple way to say that I really do love you, and I see you, and you are awesome. And so I encourage everybody to go around sharing I love you. It's the biggest one.
Thank you, Mother Casey. Bye, Tarzans.